always on your side. This is First Coast News at 11.
All new tonight at 11, it's video you'll only see on First Coast News tonight. More than 50 first responders with Jacksonville Fire Rescue working against the clock to rescue a man.
Now, this happened after his car ran into a light pole last night. First Coast News spoke with one of those first responders tonight who says in his 18-year career as a firefighter, he has never seen a rescue like this.
Our Crystal Bailey is live on Gate Parkway tonight where it all happened. Crystal.
Well, I'm just a few yards away from Southside Boulevard, right here where it happened. There's a new light pole here tonight, but you can still see the debris, the broken glass, the car parts here left behind that tell the story of what happened. Firefighters saying it took more than 40 minutes to rescue this man out of the car because he was trapped under the light pole. Tonight, we're showing you that video exclusively from JFRD. A car wrecked and a light pole in pieces.
Initially, we had to cut the front end of the pole off, and with a K-12 circular saw.
The one person inside the car trapped. It happened at around 9 o'clock Monday night on Gate Parkway.
Once I declared that there was somebody entrapped on the radio and that I needed additional support, units that weren't even dispatched to the call, that wouldn't even be dispatched to the call, actually picked up the radio and said, we're going to be en route.
The pole going across the front seats of the car, crushing the driver's lap and lower body. First responders worked together to remove the pole, then the roof of the car, then the steering wheel, which all stood in the way of getting the man out.
We don't do it for glory. We don't do it for glamour. We don't do it for any accolades or any things. We do it because this is what we're called to do.
Captain Aaron Biebernit says it's a miracle the man wasn't killed on impact.
The fact that somebody lived after such an atrocity, such a terrible wreck or tragedy, that's all I need to go home at the end of the shift.
The driver's name has not been released, but we're still working to learn on how he is doing tonight. First responders say that the injuries appeared to be serious when they took him to the hospital. We're still waiting on a report from JSO, which should have more information on how the crash happened. Reporting from the south side, Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.
Crystal, thank you. Take a look at this video. This Clay County teenager was hit by a pickup truck while walking to school, and it was all caught on camera. Now, deputies say he was at fault. And tonight, his parents are demanding some answers.
It's a story Jeff Vallon has been looking into for several days now. Jeff joins us in the studio with why they believe deputies did not do enough. Jeff?
Well, that's right. Some evidence, they say, is still right there for the taking. It's too late for the rest. Sadly, it might also be too late, given his injuries, for Zach Green to fulfill his lifelong dream of becoming a Marine.
Looked back to make sure there's no cars, and I took a couple of steps, and next thing I knew, I was getting hit by a truck.
18-year-olds Zach Green and Jordan Alstadt are showing their scars from being hit by a pickup along County Road 214 in Keystone Heights November 2nd. They and Zach's mother are also voicing disbelief about police response.
He kind of got smart with me and told me that my son was at fault.
Both were walking with their backs to traffic. The crash, which sent Zach to the hospital with a serious spleen injury and internal bleeding, was caught by the dashboard camera of a truck waiting to pull out.
Wrong side of the road. But does that mean that the driver should be able to get away with hitting him?
Curiously, the police report says the video shows the boys had their arms extended into the road, but not conclusively whether the pickup crossed onto the shoulder.
You should be able to tell that she was over the line, especially since we were like way over here.
The two teens say that they crossed over to the right side of the road, the wrong side in this case, from this side, the left side. I'm going to show this to you. They say because there was no shoulder to walk on. That is debatable, but they say there was something else in the way right about here.
We crossed over, that way we wouldn't be walking in front of the semi because it would have made us have to cross out into the road.
The very same semi with the dash cam. The boys and Zach's mom question what the driver, 50-year-old Luann Carter of Keystone Heights, was doing.
When she got out of the truck, I do remember her getting off of her cell phone saying that she had just hit somebody. She needed to get off the cell phone.
Do you think that that driver crossed that line?
I fully believe she crossed that line. I've watched that video 1,000 times.
Also, why they say the responding Clay County Sheriff's officer didn't collect more evidence.
Nobody checked her toxicology.
The semi driver came up to the fire station where we ended up being and told the officer that he had that on dashcam video, and the officer told him he did not want it.
They hope the sheriff's office hasn't closed the book.
But it isn't too late to look at a cell phone, and it isn't too late to look at this video that they have.
Now that driver, Luann Carter, declined comment when we reached out to her. We're told her insurance company has agreed to pay for Zach's hospital care. We also reached out to the Clay County Sheriff's Office today. Our calls were not immediately returned. Jeff Allen, First Coast News, on your side.
Breaking news tonight, more delays in the Palm Beach County recount. The supervisor of elections says that aging machines are not working, and now all 179,000 early votes will have to be recounted again. Susan Booker says that they've flown in mechanics to work on the ballot counting machines that are, what she says, stressed due to the recount.
So these latest delays come just hours after a judge extended the recount deadline for Palm Beach County. That judge ruled the county has until November 20th to finish the machine recount. That's next Tuesday. Here in Duval County, the recount process has wrapped up for the night and will resume tomorrow morning. This comes after a setback Monday when a machine failed to recount 15,000 ballots.
Just in time for the holidays, police in Atlantic Beach arrested 2 men accused of stealing packages right off of porches. Police say these 2 right here would follow FedEx trucks around the Ocean Walk neighborhood, and then as soon as your packages were delivered, they would steal them. Officers say they charged $11,000 on one person's stolen credit card, and they say there could be more victims out there. Now, FedEx says if you're concerned about the security of a package, you can call them at 1-800-GO-FedEx.
Well, you've heard us talk about bomb threats and guns found in Jacksonville schools this year. Well, soon your kids could be walking through metal detectors before class, but we found out today those metal detectors won't be used on a daily basis. Our Shelby Danielson is live tonight to explain when they will be in effect and why. Shelby.
Hey, Anthony. Well, we know what happened at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas last February was a wake-up call for all of Florida. But what happened here, the deadly shooting that occurred at Rains High School's football game just a couple of months ago, was a wake-up call for Jacksonville specifically. And it's part of the reason why we're seeing this new security shift. It's one of many.
I really dread the idea of even having metal detectors in a school. But it's a reality we live in now.
School board member Warren Jones says he never thought he'd see this day, but security is the priority. On Tuesday, the school board announced its plan to place 2 portable metal detectors in each of the district's 21 high schools starting next school year. But students will not be greeted by them on a daily basis.
Unless there's a threat, you would not need to use a metal detector.
The decision to use the metal detectors would be made by the district's police department and the principal of the school where the threat was made.
Such as a bomb threat, of a shooting.
When a threat comes in after hours, school police director Michael Edwards says these machines will be brought in overnight. If it's during the day, they will be brought in after students are briefly evacuated. As for why the metal detectors won't be used every morning, the district says that would be too costly.
We did not feel like it warranted to increase the number of school personnel by the numbers that will be needed.
If it seemed like we reported dozens of school threats last year, that's because we did, 59 to be exact, most of which turned out to be bogus. So far this year, there have been 33 reported threats within DCPS.
To many students, it's a game. It's a game they play with their classmates. And so we hope to get that message out that it is serious, it disrupts the school day, and you can be arrested for it.
So while they will not be used in schools unless there is a threat, it's a different story here at the football field. Anytime there's a sporting event, you may recall going through these gates and being wanded. Well, now they are going to permanently have those walk-through metal detectors at every sporting event, every major event that takes place on a school campus. Reporting at Rains High School, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News, on your side.
Hey, ho, ho. These monuments have got to go. This is terrible to be doing this to families.
All new tonight at 11, St. Augustine City Commission voted tonight to ban people from demonstrating at the Plaza de la Constitucion. They must now protest only on the sidewalk around it. This comes ahead of the annual Nights of Lights Festival this Saturday. A local pastor is planning to demonstrate that night, calling on the city to take down Confederate monuments.
A shortage of school bus drivers is impacting Ware County schools. Officials say they will have to release children early on Friday because of it. A playoff football game, a swim meet, and a basketball game are putting a strain on resources. So elementary schools will dismiss at noon on Friday. High schools will dismiss at 12:30 and middle schools will be dismissed at 1 p.m.
Most parents tell their children not to play with guns. Some tell them to never even pick one up. But what happens when your child is alone in the room with one? Fred Shropshire puts them to the test.
Kids playing with guns.
Kids are kids. They're going to do what they want to do.
This isn't your typical gun safety program.
You guys have firearms in the home.
Dr. Daniel Guzman is an emergency room physician who got tired of seeing children end up on his operating table with accidental gun injuries.
A lot of things that we hear from parents is, I didn't think it was going to be me. I didn't see this coming.
He developed the Aim for Safety program at Cook Children's Hospital in Fort Worth, Texas.
What we have done is we've placed 3 decommissioned firearms in a lifelike situation at home.
The guns are hidden in a purse, a backpack, and a nondescript box, then placed around nearby toys. Cameras are hidden inside the room.
So there's a gun here.
Parents know their kids are about to be tested. They'll watch nearby to see if their children do as they've been taught and follow proper procedure. Stop, don't touch, run and tell an adult. It doesn't take long for this brother and sister to find a gun.
One misstep and then, we have them in our ER.
Then they find another. This time they tell someone.
I think we feel pretty good at the fact that they at least said something. It took them a minute, but they did say something.
I was extremely nervous to see what they would do.
A nerve-wracking experience for parents and proof kids don't always do what you tell them. The Hamner brothers have also been taught about gun safety, but that didn't stop Jackson from picking up the gun and pointing it.
He just looked down the barrel of the gun like we have totally said not to do that.
Dr. Guzman says looking down the barrel is a typical reaction.
Their cognitive development is not there yet.
Sarah Peterson and Paige Charbonnet's sons are friends. Like 93% of other kids who've been through the program, they too found the gun.
Yeah, I was a little nervous because we don't have guns in our house, but I know several people that do.
In this case, the boys turned in the gun.
I mean, it's like something that we need to address with our friends when they go to sleepovers and play dates and things like that. Are there handguns or long guns accessible to the children?
Wow, that really makes you think. Well, 8 children are accidentally shot every day with unsecured firearms in the home. In Florida, more than 32% of residents own firearms. Half of them admit they don't lock them up, and of those 60%, their parents.
That was an eye-opening report. Wow. Well, Donald Trump supporter now banned from the so-called happiest place on earth. This comes after he waved a Trump 2020 banner on Splash Mountain. And it's not the first time he's done something like this. So look at this video. It shows him hanging a Trump re-election banner at Magic Kingdom back in September. He also took credit for hanging a banner at Yankee Stadium and on Broadway. Disney has released a statement saying they welcome all guests, but the display of signs and banners is not permitted on their property.
A wanted burglar is on the run in St. Johns County tonight. Deputies say the man stole jewelry and medication from a home along A1A North. He was seen driving away in this dark SUV, so if you know him, if you recognize him, call the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, or you can call Crime Stoppers. That number is 888-277-TIPS.
2 more people in Duval County have been diagnosed with West Nile virus. This virus can cause a skin rash, swollen lymph nodes, even paralysis. The Department of Health says there are now 10 West Nile cases in Duval, and these new cases increase the concern for transmission.
Police say the man who ran into an Atlantic Beach store yesterday was drinking and driving. William Southworth is now charged with DUI and reckless driving. Police say he smiled at officers when they found him behind the wheel inside the store, and they told them he had a couple of beers before the crash. This crash marks the 4th time that this store, Ashley Greer, has been damaged from cars plowing into it. The owner is pushing for something to be done for the safety of shoppers and of merchandise.
Well, relief is coming this week for drivers in St. Augustine tired of being stuck in traffic near the Bridge of Lions. The Florida Department of Transportation is installing advance warnings so that drivers will know if the bridge is up before you even get there. Warning lights on street signs have been put up at 5 major intersections, both downtown as well as on Anastasia Island. That will then give you a chance to find an alternate route. The total project cost is about $95,000.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
Oh, I mean, literally, I have been hoping for that
for a while now.
Now, it's been my fault because I remember getting up early to go to meetings I want to go to, but waiting till the last moment and then thinking, is the bridge going to be open? Is it going to be closed?
And now you will know.
Thank goodness for technology.
Yep.
But as great as technology is, I think, and you know this, sometimes looking out the window is the best way.
That's right.
So why don't we do that? This is our way of looking out the window downtown. I wanted to talk briefly to see if we can, to show you the three-dimensional nature to meteorology, and we'll see why that matters. Okay, so here we go. So this is a live look. You see these clouds here? We call them cumulus fractus. And if you look closely, they're moving slowly from the north toward the south, right? Here's North Bank, here's South Bank. Now these are a little tougher to tell, but these clouds are at about 1,000 to 2,000 feet, and they're actually slowly moving from south to north. We call that a shallow cold front. And that's just an example, and one of the reasons why this cold front pushing through isn't going to take a few hours. It's going to take 36 hours, and it's going to be unsettled before it finally pushes on through. Okay, let's go back to the map. We'll take a look at the temperatures around the area, and they're gradually cooling. Now, all of these temperatures still above average for this time of the year, for this time of the night. But compared to the record heat we've had, they're dropping now. So there's 59 in Valdosta, but notice still 70 along the beaches and middle 70s down around Flagler County. Dew point has dropped a little bit, but still the dew point's going to be high, and that's one of the reasons why we still have about 36 hours of not only clouds, but occasionally some showers and some thunderstorms. Okay, so remember, we have the north winds, temperatures have dropped, but you see what's happening with the radar? Most of the motion is from the southwest to the northeast. So in other words, the warm air is rising up over the cooler air. You get rising air, you have enough moisture, you're going to have clouds, showers, and thunderstorms. With all of that going on, we can still paint the cool front. Watch this motion off to the east and to the southeast. I could go on and on, but this is a pretty complex weather scenario developing. If you have plans to go out over the next hour or so, maybe walk the dog late at night, here we go. Again, mostly light showers. If there's going to be any heavier showers over the next hour, it's probably going to be down over southern St. Johns, Flagler, and Putnam counties. But as we expand the picture, and you wonder, when are we finally going to clear out? Well, they're beginning to see skies clear around the coastal bend of Texas. And it's going to take that to get here probably late Thursday afternoon. So it's going to be a while. So notice temperatures are going to cool but not become dramatically colder. In fact, from downtown Jacksonville southward, we'll have highs tomorrow of about 70 degrees. So let's take a look at the contrast. So middle 50s, southeastern Georgia, whereas folks south of St. Augustine probably won't drop below 70. Then on Wednesday, officially looking for a high of 69. A little sun, a lot of clouds, some showers and thunderstorms with a cool northerly wind. But look at the contrast we're going to have around the area. Waycross, you might not get above 61, whereas St. Augustine 75, Palatka, Palm Coast almost 80 degrees. So again, the shallow nature to the front. Here's another look at it. We have the occlusion, we have the cool front, we have the warm front, we have the developing triple point. So although this was the big low, and that's why they had flakes flying in eastern Texas, meteorologically speaking, of course, this will eventually become the major storm system developing along the triple point, and that's going to be a big problem maker for folks up to the north. But once that gets by, the triple point, our winds come off the land, skies clear, but that's also when temperatures are going to drop. So if you're looking forward to those cold, crisp mornings, they'll start about Friday morning.
All right, thank you, Tim. Well, these days, you know, it's really popular to go green and to eat healthy.
That's right, but one store is leaving out dog and cat food. What they're leaving out of dog and cat food. Pet owners, you'll probably want to hear this next.
Plus, the Jaguars teamed up with some veterans to play golf tonight, while Leonard Fournette says he's so passionate about honoring those who have and are currently serving our country. Folks, we're pumping up the volume. Next in sports.
Farah and Farah Sports Desk. It's First Coast Sports.
Hello, everybody. Despite Sunday's loss to the Colts, Blake Bortles looked more comfortable with Leonard Fournette back in the lineup. Fournette playing a full game for the first time this season, racking up 53 rushing and 56 receiving yards. Fournette registered 100-plus scrimmage yards for the 8th time in his career, the most such games through 16 career appearances in Jaguars history. Doug Marrone on what he thought about number 27's performance.
You know, I think that, you know, it was a good feel. I think we could have gotten, you know, more push from him at times. I think, you know, he'll look at a couple plays where he wanted to go more vertical, I'm sure. But, you know, like I think you said it best, you know, over 100 yards of offense and 2 touchdowns. So, you know, we're happy with that.
In recognition of the Jaguars' month-long Salute to Service celebration, the team paired up with the Wounded Warrior Project tonight at Top Golf. Veterans got a chance to hang out and play some golf with several Jags, including Leonard Fournette. Fournette told us he has a lot of family members who have served in the military, and days like this mean a whole lot to him.
It's important. You know, people risking their lives for us throughout the country, and just want to show them no matter what, they're very appreciated. They might not think that sometimes when they're out there at war and stuff, but I know deep down everybody cares for him and love him.
When Coach Bradley was here, he had me stand up in front of the team and talk to him. So those guys know my story, but I don't go around sharing it. But the guys that do know the story, you can tell that they have that respect for me.
The latest college football rankings released tonight, and nothing has changed as far as the top 4 spots. Alabama remains firmly in the #1 spot, while the Georgia Bulldogs are on the outside looking in at #5. The Florida State Seminoles are trying to protect the longest bowl streak in college football. The Noles have been to a bowl in 36 consecutive seasons, but if they are planning to extend the streak, they'll have to beat a tough Boston College team Saturday and the Florida Gators next weekend.
Again, I want our guys to want to win. I mean, 'cause we all do. You know, we just got to channel those things in the right direction and how we win, you know, and go out and play how winning teams play. And we're going to have to do it in order to win these games. Our guys know the issues that we're having, and we got to correct them.
First from you, our athlete of the week is making waves up in Waycross, Georgia. He's Ware County freshman starting quarterback Thomas Castellanos. Head coach Franklin Stevens made the decision early in the summer to start Thomas, and it's paid off. The Gators are in the second round of the GHSA state playoffs, and they'll face Warner Robins on Friday night. Castellanos has put up some incredible numbers this season.
People don't understand how much of a competitor he is. He's one of those individuals that when he wants the big stage, and he's one of those individuals that he will compete. There's a lot been thrown on his shoulders as a freshman, and you know, you really don't want that to happen to a freshman, but overall he's handled it very well.
When I first came, I was a little scared to talk, you know, big guys get on me, but now that they done pulled me in, I can talk to them, you know, let them know, let's get it right, you know, let's get it right this time, let's go ahead and keep moving forward.
If you know of a student athlete who's doing well in the sport of sports they play and in that all-important classroom and should be recognized as our athlete of the week, get to the sports section of firstcoastnews.com, fill out the athlete of the week form, or you can simply email your nomination to sports@firstcoastnews.com. Anthony, Heather, back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Well, it is like jumping out of an airplane, but not quite. I'm not talking about winning the Mega Millions.
Or
but
are
let's
you?
go ahead and talk about these numbers. 65, 69, 46, 57, 34. The Mega Ball is 11. The jackpot, $106 million tonight.
Okay, but coming up, you got to stay tuned for this because iFly is coming to Jacksonville. We're going to tell you when it's going to open.
We want to do it. I mean, look how cool this is.